Am I the asshole for not inviting my mom to my wedding? So I am getting married in May to my fiancé. It's going to be a small and dry wedding. Some context behind this: I grew up as a military brat with my single father. My mom left after I was born, which I don't blame her for. She didn't want to get married or have kids at her age. My dad practically begged her to keep the child. She did, and now I'm here. 2 years ago, I was on a road trip with some friends. We ended up going to my friend's grandparents' town. It was a super small town with basically nothing in it. I then met my mom in a Kroger in that town. I didn't recognize her, she recognized me. She is a pretty positive and social person, and so she stopped to talk with me. She thought I looked familiar but was not aware who I was. I told her my name and it just got awkward. My mom invited me to dinner to meet her family. It hurt, a lot. She had basically restarted, even though she had claimed she didn't want kids. She had a husband, we can call him Mark, and 2 kids, Ellie and James. I didn't really connect with my mom, but we kept in contact. However, I do still talk to my half-siblings and try to stay in their lives. I got engaged in August, when I was a senior in high school. I wanted my friends, siblings, dad, and fiancé's family to be involved, so May is when we planned the wedding. I invited Ellie and James. Ellie would be one of my bridesmaids and James is a groomsman. They both were very excited and my mom was fine with this, until I told her she and Mark weren't invited. My mom got very angry at me and said that Ellie and James would not be allowed to go if she couldn't go. I started to feel guilty about this because she is my mom and I understand why she wouldn't want Ellie and James to be alone at a wedding. On the other hand, my dad hasn't seen my mom since they broke up and I love my dad so much. I just couldn't see him hurt. So would I be the asshole if I didn't invite her and Mark? Is there any way to get around this? I just don't really want her to be there because it's a really intimate moment and I don't want anyone there that I'm not too close to. Edit. Okay, so before I told both Ellie and James they were invited, I told their mom. Their mom was fine that they were going. She pulled them out last minute. I would understand if she didn't want them there, but to promise to let them go and then a few months later decide they can't is what put me off. Am I the asshole for refusing to send my half-sister an invite to my wedding? I will be getting married to my fiancée Grace next year. We're some time away from sending invites yet, but the topic came up during Christmas with my family. My dad mentioned my half-sister Camilla and the fact I had not communicated anything about the wedding to her. I told him it was because I was not planning to invite her. My dad's reaction and my refusal started a dispute on the topic, and almost 2 months to the day, it's still an issue in which my dad and younger brother feel like I'm wrong and my mom and younger sister feel I'm right about. BG, to help explain my reasoning, my dad was married to Camilla's mom and they divorced when she was 1. Camilla's mom was actually a friend of my Aunt Jean's, dad's sister, until the divorce. She used Camilla to get back at my dad. She tried to deny him access to her, she attempted to move out of state with Camilla and all kinds of other things. It was messy. Dad and her shared custody of Camilla and Dad used the courts to make sure she stopped withholding and didn't move. When my parents met, Camilla's mom became fixated on a hatred for my mom that was really severe. She showed up and would yell at my mom. It could be anywhere from my grandparents' house to my parents' house. She would create scenes and a couple of times the police were called to make her leave. She would always stop shy of divorcing. I only remember the trouble between Camilla's mom and my family. I also remember Camilla really being awful to my mom and regurgitating a lot of what her mom would say back at my mom. She was really unfair to mom and mom didn't even have to be doing anything for Camilla to insult her. It wasn't easy to be a witness to it all. I know stepfamily relationships are complicated and stepparents can be tricky for kids. I don't think Camilla is wrong to not feel love for mom or to not want her to be her mom or her parent. But it didn't end there. When I was 6, Camilla's mom was arrested and things got a little more crazy. She threw shit at our house when we were all home and Camilla was telling her mom when we were all home so she could come to do it. Camilla's mom thought it would scare Dad into giving up custody and that he and Mom wouldn't call the police. Camilla's mom did time and never got custody of Camilla back. Camilla was 13 at the time. Camilla still hated Mom, and as recently as 2 years ago, she still laughed about what happened and defended her mom. I heard her both say awful stuff about my mom and say she was glad her mom did it and what she did wasn't wrong. So for those reasons and the fact she doesn't even consider me a sibling, I don't want her there. Dad wants me to invite her anyway, and my brother is like Dad's biggest fan and his twin sides with him. They think I don't have a valid enough reason to not send an invite and let her come if she wants as a regular guest. So am I the asshole? Please like and subscribe, our channel need your help. Am I the asshole for refusing to babysit for a family again because they took advantage of me last time? I am a babysitter and I babysit for a family I have never babysit for before. They have a baby that's only a couple months old, a 4-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl, and are paying me $12 per hour. As you can imagine, they are all on the smaller side and require lots of attention. When the parents were about to leave, their friends came over and dropped off their 4-year-old. I am not getting paid extra and this was not communicated with me ahead of time. The parents brought her to me and said that she goes to bed at the same time as the others and gave me a quick smile before leaving. I babysat the kids for 6 hours. I was wondering if I should bring it up to the parents or should I just let it go since it's only one extra kid? It just kind of seems unfair that there was no communication to me about it and I'm supposed to feed this extra kid, get her ready for bed, keep her entertained and put her to sleep. In the end I decided to do nothing about it and told myself that it wasn't that big of a deal. My parents and friends have since said that I was being taken advantage of. Yesterday the mother texted me asking if I would babysit for her kids again while she went out. I declined, telling her that I didn't feel comfortable babysitting with her again because she didn't communicate with me last time and I felt blindsided. She snapped back by telling me that I was very rude and it was in the past. She said I should have said something then and that it is my fault for not telling her how I felt. I feel really bad, but my parents told me that she is trying to guilt-trip me since I'm only 16 and she thinks that she can. I haven't responded to her messages because I am unsure of if I am in the wrong. So am I the asshole here?